Those are going down. Come on. We need 1,800 at least. That is not as high as I'd hoped. The tomatoes are still going. That was less than I was expecting. That's not good. Hello and welcome along. It is the last day of September here on No Man's Land. And having got our 2 canola fields fully done and planted and everything, we need to get them finished off today. So we're going to start by doing some rolling. We're going to get this field rolled first, followed by our second one. Once those are both done, what we also need to do is get some fertilizer on our 2 fields. So yeah, it's going to be a fairly busy day. We've got a small problem with the fertilizer in that I think that little bag over there has about 45 litres in it. So we don't have a massive amount of fertilizer available to us on the farm at the moment, and we're gonna need to get some more, but as you can see, we've only got 260. Oh no, we haven't even got 268 pounds. We're in the red by 268 pounds, so we are going to have to go and sell something to get us some money. It looks like we've got quite a bit of fruit. We've got, of course, the silage bales. Take probably a couple of those, I think, to get us some fertilizer. Yeah, we need to raise about £2,000 in order to get ourselves some fertilizer. So yeah, there's a little bit of selling we need to do. We might be able to alter our trailer and do it in one go, so we'll give that a go. But I think mostly it's going to be a case of just trying to sell a few bits, hold as much as we can for when we get best price later in the year, and then seeing where we go from there. We need to get probably a couple of bags of fertilizer. Might even do all 4 fields when we get into the barley seeding next month. Thankfully, I don't think either of the 2 main jobs are going to take us very long today. We are already in a position where we want to be rolling the headlands here. And, yeah, turning that around. We're going to roll our roads a little bit, which isn't great. But, yeah, we'll be fine. And then back onto the field there. And then round and down for this last headland. Like so. And this will get the majority of it here in this pass. And complete this field. So yeah, we are done on the first field by about 9 in the morning, which is absolutely brilliant. If we can get the second field done in a similar amount of time, that should mean that we're finished on doing the rolling for today by about 10 AM. And at that point, yeah, we'll have plenty of time to load up our trailer and get some stuff sold. Go, fold that up, bring it forwards a bit, and then we've got the second field to go and do. So it's working out really well. As I said many times before at this point, I absolutely love the rollers we've got on the back of this. They do a fantastic job, and they get everything working really well. Now, based on my last field, what I'm going to do is not start the rolling from this side. We'll go round and we'll start it from the far side, because then we should end up with an arc we can deal with a lot easier. So unfold them here. Burst them up a little bit to help them out. Yeah, there we go. Lower it down. And then onto the field. Nice and straight. Nice and up to the edge. And away we go again. I'm actually quite impressed by the turning circle on this little Massey. I've used this roller with other tractors, notably the 7810, the base game one. And I can't get it to turn around within the width of the roller at all. I always end up leaving something at the end of the field. Whereas this little Massey will turn right around, spin perfectly, and come straight back on the next run. It is absolutely brilliant. I can't fault this little tractor. It has been the best thing that I could have got to do this series. It has just I said this actually, I think, in a few videos at this point, but it has just done everything I've thrown at it. Every little thing that I've needed it to do, every task that we've had for it, I've thrown it at it, and it's handled it beautifully. Now what I'm going to do here is we're actually going to come and do this headland here. We're going to have to come back on ourselves a bit, because this headland is a single headland. So we'll come out, we'll spin around here. We don't have access to this land, and spin back. Yep. And then going back around here, because I've got 2 rows left, and this will allow us to finish in the bottom corner, or sorry, in this top corner, doing this way. So we'll bring this around here, and then I'm gonna spin around here like so, hopefully not miss a bit. Yeah. And then come back down here, and then we can do the headland at the far end and finish in that top corner there, I think. Although again, we'll probably have to come back on ourselves a bit. So I always find it a little bit interesting trying to calculate exactly where I want to be with my equipment on these. Not such a worry when I'm rolling like this, and I can go back. It's more of an issue when I'm doing things like ploughing and things like that. Again, spin round on here, and we'll roll the headland again. Make sure that we get all of it. We do have a small pile of stones there that we missed, so that's going to be damaging our equipment each time. But thankfully, we've not got a whole field full, which would be a bigger issue. Missing, it's always the case that missing small patches isn't a huge problem. It's when you miss the big ones, when you have a whole load of either missing fertilized bits or missing stones or anything like that, that will then cause you a much bigger problem in the long run. There we go though. That is that all done and dusted, which is brilliant. I'm very happy with that. Now these are all fully, yep, silage bales. So I think our next thing, knowing that we need to get some money for some fertilizer, is going to be to take the sides off our trailer and come up here, load it up, and sell a couple of silage bales, I think. I don't know whether the price is better for silage bales or fruit at the moment. Let's drop this off and have a look. Reverse this up. Yeah, and we'll drop it off here. And then we'll have a look. So the price of silage at the moment is 302 and heading up. If we look at the price fluctuations, we are in September. So the price is on the rise. It's going to peak in January. I'd rather not sell all of those now. Versus the price of tomatoes, again, is on the way up. Strawberries is on the way up. And lettuce is on, oh no, is in the doldrums. So lettuce is the thing we absolutely don't want to sell right now. If we show current prices, 1,500. Yeah, so it is at the bottom for lettuce. Tomatoes and strawberries would not be so bad. 502 per 1,000 litres. Let's go and see exactly how much. I'll turn our tractor off. Let's go and see exactly how much of these things we've got. So it looks like we need to do some work up at our greenhouses anyway, because yeah, we have a lot of pallets of stuff. So each of these is 500 litres. So we've got 2,000 litres of strawberries. We have 1,000 litres of tomatoes and 500 litres of lettuce. So based on our recent prices, ignoring the lettuce because the lettuce is at worst price, we can sell Yeah, actually. These will regenerate. Our silage bales will not. Although we are doing more silage bales next month. So I think we're going to take the sides off the trailer and get those loaded up. Doing this should be really easy. Should just be a case of pulling this forward and pulling it into here. I have considered over time maybe switching to a dedicated grain trailer and a dedicated flatbed. Might be a wise way to go at some point. Would allow us to actually load stuff up onto... if we get a car trailer and use our truck, that would probably work fairly well for us. Let's customize. Take those off. Yes, please. Yep. There we go. And yeah, would mean that we could then use the tractor to load stuff up and the car to take stuff. We've got some good trailers now. There are some good car trailers about. They cost about well, there's one that I've used on a couple of maps now that only cost 1,500 to buy. And looking at this trailer, this one is yeah, trailers. This one is worth 6,000, so we wouldn't be able to buy a grain trailer off the back of it. Yeah, just look at that. We wouldn't be able to buy a grain trailer off the back of selling this trailer, but I think a dedicated grain trailer at some point is probably going to be a good choice, and then a car trailer on the back. Just make things easier for us to get stuff to and from the shop. Utilizing all the vehicles we've got on the farm and taking a little bit of weight off this one. So who noticed I went the wrong way? Oh well, at least we corrected it and got back in the right place. Let's reverse this up here. And yeah, I want to give myself enough space to get through. And load this up. Like so. And yeah, this has two positive things for us here. We're going to be able to get all of these loaded up, and we're going to make space for more. However, we need to get the weight on the back of this, because otherwise this is just going to wheelie. And actually, having to place the weight on the back of this tractor, that is a very good reason to get a car trailer to transport this stuff. We are having to drop and pick up the weight in order to do things. Somebody did suggest that, well, on the old stream in farm, in the comments, that we get a shop weight, which I always think is a good idea, to be honest. That way you can take your stuff to the shop and load things up, and with the shop weight, drop the shop weight off, take it back to your farm, put your farm weight on, and then unload things, which is quite good. I like that idea. I have employed that idea in the past, but we don't have the money for it at the moment. Even if you just rent the shop weight, in fact, it works quite well. So I've decided that in order to try and make the money we need, we are going to sell all of the strawberries and all the tomatoes. We are not going to sell the lettuce. Lettuce is at the worst price, and it's easier to store than the other two, because ends up in more compact pallets for the value. So we'll clear these off for here. We've got 6 pallets, so those should just fit as a single layer on our trailer. There we go. There's our first 2. And yeah, as I said, it clears some space around our greenhouses as well. Strawberries are all loaded up. We just need to do the tomatoes now. People ask me, and I've commented in a couple of videos I've noticed on on my pallet loading skills, and going, how do you load pallets like that? How have you how do you make it look that easy? It's a lot of practice, an awful lot of practice. As the first thing I did with a front lifter, or one of the first things I did with a front lifter in FS15, way back in FS15, was load round bales with a bale spike manually. And I wanted to learn very, very early on in Farm Sim how to use the front loader effectively and get it to work. And pallets is no different. I practice a lot. Any opportunity I get in game to have a play around with pallets or bales or anything and manually load them, I tend to take it, because that is the way that you get better at it. Is just practice, practice, practice. There we go. That has got it done. So we'll load this up. Of course, because we've got the weight on the back, we won't be able to connect up our pipes or our, any of that stuff. But that's all right when we're loading stuff like this. And yeah, we just release the brakes. And now we're going to head down to the shop and see if this raises the £2,000 we need to get a thing of fertilizer. And if it does, we've got the flatbed with us to pick it up. The items we're selling here make more sense from a realism point of view as well. We wouldn't keep strawberries and tomatoes for months and months and months. You'd have to sell them fairly swiftly after producing them. So it does make more sense to sell these now, as opposed to the silage bales, which we'll keep for a lot longer. Oh, those are going down. Come on, we need 1,800 at least. That is not as high as I'd hoped. The tomatoes are still going. That was less than I was expecting. That's not good. I think we still need to sell a silage bale because we can't afford any... we can't afford any of the fertilizer. That's annoying. That's doubly annoying, that problem. Because, well, we could have sold the lettuce. Admittedly, I could have sold the lettuce along with the rest of the stuff. Because it was at the bottom of its value, though, I really, really didn't want to do that. The trouble is, we now have to do a second run to the shop. We need to take a silage bale to do it, which is going to give us more money than we need. And yeah, we need to switch our front loader attachment on the way as well. Because as you can see, I've picked up the bale grab. And whereas before we had the forks on, the pallet forks on. We've got to switch back to the pallet forks in order to pick up the the fertilizer. So it's all just it's taking extra time, and it's unnecessary, and I'm slightly annoyed with myself because of it. Let's get that strapped down, and yeah, we are gonna only need a single silage bale. This is gonna give us about £1,000. I'm surprised that we didn't get we didn't get more than 1,500 for that, for those. And what is the value of tomatoes? The value of tomatoes is 7,000. Okay, yeah, this is why. Yeah, both of them. I thought both of them were sitting at the 500 mark or the 1,000 mark. No, tomatoes peak at 1,000. Strawberries peak at 500. Yeah, we weren't anywhere near the values we needed, really, to get what we wanted. So mistake on my part for misreading. And yeah, we need to get back down to the shop with this silage bale, get this sold, and this should sort our situation out nicely. So once again, heading back to the shop, we've now got the pallet forks on the front, we've got our single bale on the back, and yeah, hopefully this is going to be, we only need £500 off this bale. We're going to get more than that, thankfully. Not sure if I like that the shop is now all in one place. I kind of like the fact that you had a sell point here for grain and stuff, and then you had something that was a little bit more specialist down the side. It was a nice touch, and I kind of miss it, if I'm honest. Right, let's do that there and head into the shop. Go see our friend behind the counter. Oh, she's run off again. Oh, why do you keep tempting me with useful, nice tractors sales that I cannot afford? That would be perfect for the farm. 190 horsepower. But yeah, we don't have the money for that, unfortunately. What we do have the money for is a big bag of fertilizer. Yep. 1,820. We've got 2,300. Or if you buy it in the pallets, it's 1,900 for 1,000 liters as well. Yeah, we're going to go for the big bag because it is that slight bit cheaper. Yes, please. Yeah, that's 1,000 liters. So yeah, perfect. We only need one bag of that for now. So let's bring this down and round. Oh, no. That is well to the side. This is why we got the weight on the back, because the moment I try and lift this, it's going to send our tractor forward. Because this little tractor, is not very heavy at all. Whoa, as you can see, even with the weight on the back, that wants to go flying. I'm hoping this is high enough that it's going to load into our fertilizer. We have loaded our fertilizer trailer from this before, so that's all good. Right, let's hook this up and get us home. If we're really lucky, this bag of fertilizer will be enough for us to do all 4 of our fields. Would be absolutely wonderful if that's the case. And we'll see whether it is and whether we get that far. But yeah, that would be great. That would be absolutely brilliant. I want to drop my weight down and off. And again, this is why a second tractor would be useful. Because we could then hook that up to our fertilizer spreader and load it up with our Massey here. And I think that is probably an aim going forwards. I really want something that will help us load our stuff more efficiently, or just make life on the farm a little bit easier. One tractor is great, but we could do better. We could very easily do better and make things easier on ourselves. Right, we need the weight back on the back. All this transferring round. There we go. I shift that across. Heavy weight to push across the floor. And up. There we go. And in. And we want to get it right on the tip. Doesn't do great for our weight distribution, but does allow us to actually get the bag over the lip of... Oh, no, it doesn't. Wow. We can't load this from here. Go on. Over you go. No. I'm going to have to get a big bag loader, because that is not going to work. Even at the full extent. Yeah, this is why we need something to load this better. Ah, that is annoying. Right. Put that down. And this is why we bought pallets in the past. I think I'm going to have to just load that from the side. As much as I want to load it realistically. No, we could get a bit of equipment and load that properly. If we're going to be doing more big bags on here, let's get the piece of equipment that lets us load big bags properly. So let's get this one in, and then I'm going to pop to the shop and probably hire the piece of equipment I need to load big bags on here. Okay, so back up at the shop. Let's go speak to our friend here behind the desk and see what she has for us. We want front loader tools, and it is... Oh, we are 139 pounds short. That is really annoying. However, on the plus side, it only being £700 means it's only going to cost us £7 a day to lease it. So yeah, we'll lease that. It's not something I'm going to use a massive amount, so still worth getting hold of and grabbing that. And it's not something that's configurable either, so we don't need to change any configuration on it. Let's bring this up. Pick it up. There we go. And head back to our farm. Yeah, I don't think we have one of these. Please tell me we don't have one of these already. Yeah, that's the only thing we've got leased at the moment. Front loader tools owned. Yeah, we don't have one, so that's fine. Would have been wise to check that before I leased this, though. Our issue at the moment very much is cash flow. We have lots of produce and lots of things we can sell, but it's the worst time to sell them. At the same time, we have no money, and so we need to sell them. And it's just a case of what can we sell in order to survive. Right, look at that. Straight over the top and straight in. Absolutely worth it. And empty. There we go. So yeah, that's the total summertime I needed to use this for. But let's go drop it off over here. I think it's talking about the flatbed trailers as it was earlier. If we do any forestry over the winter this year, then there's a couple of flatbed trailers out there. There's one really good one. It costs about 15 grand, I think. But what it will allow us to do is put a logging attachment on it. So there's a couple that will allow us to do that actually now. But one of them is works well as a car trailer as well. So we just put it on the back of our truck. And yeah, why have I got a... Oh no, it's... I thought that toolbox was floating. It's not. It is actually attached to the tractor. I'd not noticed that before. That's a wonderful little detail. But yeah, so if we're looking to do something and make our truck more useful, then yeah, I think that getting something we can put behind it and use with this tractor would be, or so that we could then free up this tractor just for loading work, would be absolutely perfect. Right, let's get these fields fertilized. And that will do a grand job. This is only going to take about 3 passes to do this. It's got quite a big reach on it, and yeah, it's just works so well. I love that we got this at a really cheap price as well. This is one of the few times where the used equipment for us on No Man's Land has worked out really well, because this fertilizer spreader has been a boon. It really has. It's allowed us to spread lime. As long as we get all of our crops within the first, or you know, pre-germination and then post-germination, so first growth stage. It doesn't have any care wheels, so we can run over both of those, but that means that we can get 2 stages of fertilization in on all of our crops. It just works great as a tool. We still have 800 liters left as well. So I'm trying to bring that around carefully. Oh, a little bit of fertilizer into the trees. And then this last little bit here. There we go. And we've got 865 liters left. It may be that this 1,000 liters of fertilizer we bought is going to be enough for the entire farm. That would be perfect. That would be absolutely wonderful. Save us so much money. Yeah, and then we just need a second one to do the second load of fertilizing. Brilliant. Coming up to our last pass. It's... Look at that. It's just... works so well. Takes up so little space to do this. Or so little work to do this. I mean, it's just covered everything really, really quickly. And we've got 700 litres of fertilizer left. So it's covered everything on these 2 fields. And we're going to need probably another 1,000 litres of fertilizer to get the rest of this farm done. So the second, we got 2 spreads to do on our fields, which we're going to be starting on next time. And 1 more spread on each of these fields. So yeah, 1,000 litres should easily cover it. And we are looking pretty good at this point. A lot of work to do in October. We need to get our final cut of grass of the year and make our set of silage bales from that as well. We also need... That is too close to my cedar. We also need to get our remaining 2 fields ploughed, rolled, seeded, rolled again. No, sorry, ploughed, stone picked, seeded, rolled, and fertilized. So yeah, there's all of that to do as well. And yeah, it's gonna be a busy old month, October. Thankfully, we have 3 days to get everything done. For now, though, this is a good place to end today's video. So all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. And for all the latest videos from Virtual Farmer, please subscribe to the channel, ring that bell, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.